straight away though, mashallah.
Spontaneous second man. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. All praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we send our greetings and salutations to our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, viewers, welcome to your favorite show, Ask the Imam. Now you could call it the Happy Sheikh, Ask the Ginger Sheikh, Ask the Boxing Sheikh, which you'll see in a moment. So welcome to the program, inshallah. And this is your opportunity to ask Sheikh Waddah and Sheikh Haroon here any questions that you may have that you'd like to ask. Please join us on our Facebook, the abdullahquilliamsociety. Like it, share it, but also go to Q Media UK, where you'll be able to watch it on the YouTube channel. Subscribe the channel and press the bell button. That will notify you when we come on the air every time. So again, let me welcome you, my guest, for many times. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Haroon.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Waddah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Good. You did well yesterday on your own on the kids show.
You left me on my own.
MashaAllah.
I was going to say that. I was going to mention that. For those who watched Brother Mumin, he dropped him in, he dropped him into it.
Exactly. You got to test him, Sheikh, at some point, haven't you? You did really well, mashallah. You don't need me anymore. So please, if you have joined us, the thing is, go to our Facebook, send your messages on the Facebook, or you can WhatsApp it on the number on the screen. Or the most important thing is to give us a call. The number is 0151 260 3986. We're here to take your call. We'd rather do less talk and listen to your questions. So please, let's see who's going to be the first person to pick up the phone and give Sheikh Haroon and Sheikh Waddah a call. Over to you, sir.
Can I request one thing, though,
yes.
please? All those listeners, once you start coming in, if you have a question, please don't call in until we finish singing, because we never get to sing. And that's half the reason we're here for. We're just chilling, aren't we?
We're the Friday singing Sheikh, huh?
Every time I start singing, unless you think it's awful how I'm singing, fair enough. But yeah, no, so give us a chance to finish, because we've got a few that we're going to sing today. And also, Suleiman, if you're there, Suleiman Darwish, if you're there, can you just put a message and just say you're there, because first of all, thank you very much for singing yesterday. It was dedicated. What was it? Ya Habibi. But I've also got one I want you to sing today as well. So Suleiman, I'll ask you again later, because I was listening to something yesterday. I don't know if you know this. خير البرية نظر إلي خير البرية نظر إلي ما أنت إلا يا طه كنز العطية ما أنت إلا يا طه كنز العطية. So that's one. It's a lovely song. But I only know that line. Okay. So Suleiman, if you know the rest, please call in and join us. Although I was mentioning just to Sheikh Waddah, when he came yesterday, it was so much more clear and so much, mashallah. When he does on the phone, we don't hear it as clearly. So Suleiman, inshallah, please, if you know that song, phone in. I mean, you'll sing it. You'll sing it together. If not, inshallah, you've got a week to learn it. You got a week to learn it, and then we want you to sing it. خير البرية. نعم, جزاك الله خير.
ما شاء الله. جزاكم الله خير, Sheikh Waddah.
I want to hear Sheikh Haroon start his.
Shall we start singing then?
Hold on a second.
Well, the viewers are not ready yet. No, he's going to send all the links to his tribes.
To his tribes.
Sheikh Haroon's tribes. Maybe, right, so while Sheikh Haroon is sending all the messages to his good people, maybe we won't get any calls since then. But let's see if you are the first caller to call in. Don't forget, the best person who asks the best question of the day receives a gift from us. So please call us on 0151 260 3986. So here we go, Sheikh Waddah. Maybe while the viewers are getting ready and Sheikh Haroon getting, why don't you do a lovely qara'at?
Yeah, please.
Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كلا بل تحبون العاجلة وتذرون الآخرة وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة ووجوه يومئذ باسرة تظن أن يفعل بها فاقرة كلا إذا بلغت التراقي وقيل من راق وظن أنه الفراق والتفت الساق بالساق إلى ربك يومئذ المساق فلا صدق ولا صلى ولكن كذب وتولى ثم ذهب إلى أهله يتمطى أولى لك فأولى ثم أولى لك فأولى أيحسب الإنسان أن يترك سدى ألم يك نطفة من مني يمنى ثم كان علقة فخلق فجعل منه الزوجين الذكر والأنثى أليس ذلك بقادر على أن يحيي الموتى
MashaAllah, very beautiful recitations. Over to you, Sheikh Haroon, if you're ready.
Yeah, just while we're waiting for anybody to phone in or to ask a question.
We start singing, shall we?
Before that.
Oh, before that, yeah.
Just a little reminder to all of those who didn't listen into the khutbah. Today's khutbah was about Rajab and the first of the sacred months of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so tonight, Awwal Layla min Rajab, the first night of Rajab, and it's Sunnah of the Prophet to make a dua. Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. Allah blesses in Rajab and Sha'ban and allow us to reach Ramadan. So inshallah ta'ala tonight, everybody just make sure you make a special dua and just start preparing ourselves. Although this is a light-hearted show, just وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. It's a little reminder to all of us. We're about to move. And also, as we mentioned in the khutbah, I don't want to make this the khutbah.
No, that's fine. I think you should summarize it to a degree.
Just the key point.
Yeah,
we're only 2 months away from
Absolutely,
Ramadan.
yes.
It just creeps up on us. Like we get so busy, but lockdown last year in Ramadan, it's virtually the same thing again. So, inshallah khairat, there's so much good that's coming now in this month. And I love that statement, what's his name, Abu al-Warraq or Abd al-Warraq al-Balkhi. He said, Rajab, Shahru Rajab, Shahru al-Zara', Shahru Sha'ban, I've got it written down, Shahru Sha'ban, Shahru al-Saqi li-Zara', Shahru Ramadan al-Hasad, Shahru al-Hasad li-Zara'. This is the month of planting the seeds. So that all the good that we want to do inside the Ramadan, now this is where it starts. And then Sha'ban, just start watering it so it grows and grows and grows. And when we come into Ramadan, we just reap the harvest. That's what the month of Ramadan's about. So tonight we start getting ready, inshallah ta'ala. So everybody make that dua, astaghfirullah, ask a lot of forgiveness of Allah and start getting onto our worship.
So they start from Maghrib, you said, didn't you?
Yeah, Maghrib, because tonight's the first of Rajab, inshallah.
We've also talked about, for this month and Rajab and month of Shaban as well.
Yeah.
How much fasting is there any?
The more the better. There's no set amount, just the more the better. Although Sha'ban, it is reported that the Prophet would fast most of it, all of Sha'ban. Like I mentioned in the khutbah, it's like the sunnahs before your fard.
Right.
That's what Sha'ban, you pray rak'atayn or 4 rak'ahs before, like the sunnahs before the fard. So that's what we need to start getting ready for it, getting in the mood for Ramadan. Just also other thing as well, in the month of Rajab, this is more through Greensville, every night we will be having tafsir of Surah Tawbah, because Shahr Tawbah, so inshallah, we're doing a study of the Quran. inshallah, Surah At-Tawbah. Although, as Sheikh Waddah will know, it's the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a month of turning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's Rajab. So, Surah Tawbah, yeah. But, Sulaiman, just quickly, it's such a powerful surah. It's all about war against the unbelievers and hypocrites and so on. So inshallah, we're going to do study of Surah Tawbah. Sulaiman, I just saw your message. I don't know if you caught the beginning. Jazakallah khairan for the song yesterday. Sulaiman, خير البرية نظرة إلي خير البرية نظرة إلي ما أنت إلا يا طه كنز العطية ما أنت إلا يا طه كنز العطية. So Sulaiman, if you know that, phone in. I want to hear that because such a beautiful, it's got such a lovely rhyme. So
beautiful, yeah, it is very beautiful.
خير البرية. The reason why, actually I'm going off.
We've got a call now, Sheikh.
Is that Sulaiman, do you think?
Go on, Sheikh, Waddah, take the call.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
We've lost the call, I think. The call's dropped.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
No, okay.
Lost the call, yeah.
Make that point. Good point, yeah.
Well, yeah, what are your plans for Ramadan? Call in. Yeah, so why don't you call in if you have any plans for Ramadan or if you have any questions that you like to ask the Sheikh regarding Ramadan. Call the number 0151 260 3986. You can also post your questions on the Facebook, also on the YouTube channel, but also on our WhatsApp number there. So best thing to do is to call the number 0151 260 3986. I have two Sheikh, Ginger Sheikh, Red-Hearted Sheikh. You call it whatever Sheikh, the boxing Sheikh. They are here to answer your call. So let's take advantage of 2 our knowledgeable persons in the great city of
when Sheikh Haroon mentioned Ramadan and that. Loads of people might be locked down, so what's your plans? It's better to plan your Ramadan ahead.
Yeah.
It's like Sheikh Haroon saying, to prepare for Ramadan as if, you're faced with Siyam, with Quran, with extra things. As well, what's your plans for Ramadan? How are you going to do it? Is you're going to be with your children, alhamdulillah, subhanAllah, in the same house? You're going to pray the Tarawih, you're going to do that. So let us hear what you think, inshallah, or what's in your head. Or like Uncle Mumin said, if you've got any questions about Ramadan, or, it's the best thing to do is ask it now before Ramadan comes, instead of asking it through Ramadan. Because, Sheikh, most of the questions about Ramadan, I tend to get them during Ramadan.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It never comes before Ramadan, because no one's prepared in a way.
Do you know what we could do then is that the last show before Ramadan, we just dedicate a question just on
yeah. Well, we can even take questions now. If
no, for sure, now.
Yeah,
but we can
dedicate it. Absolutely, absolutely sure. Yeah, no, share your thoughts with.
Okay, while we're waiting for people to call in, should we start singing?
Why don't we?
But remember
shall we
the rule.
watch the boxing video first?
I don't know if you.
Yeah, let's get the look today. This is the two Sheikhs are. We have a call. Bismillah. Take the call, Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum. Oh, is it not connecting?
No, I think the call's dropped second time.
No.
Assalamu
alaikum.
Okay.
Can't hear it.
Okay, not to worry. While we are, there may be some technical issues. But if the call is dropped, you can't get through us, please call back again. Inshallah, we'll try and connect you to the studio. So, are we going to sing a new one or the usual nice ones?
He wants the usual one.
Which one do you want?
He wants one to sing along with. Mumin's in a singing voice today.
This is an nasheed, but it's actually a very powerful dua.
Okay. Yep. Hello.
Can't hear connection.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I think that's Mariam. Is that Fatima? Because I told my daughter to call in as well.
Yeah, we're having slight listening problem here at the studio. So if the call does get break off, please call back again. That hasn't happened before, but I think maybe some.
What have you done, Sheikh? You want to do your nasheed? What have you said in the beginning? Even the phone's not working now.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Fatima?
I'm not sure yet. Who is that?
My name is Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad. Muhammad, what? What's your full name? Muhammad?
Awesome.
Awesome.
And I'm one of the friends of Musa and Fatima.
Yeah, I know you, Muhammad. Your dad always comes with me to Jumu'ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing, Muhammad? You okay?
Yeah.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
is your sister there, Maryam, and what's your other sister's name?
Maryam.
Is it just one sister, mashallah? Is she with you?
Yeah.
So why have you called in?
Assalamualaikum.
My name's Sam, Maryam, Sakina.
I have a question.
Oh, go on then. Ask your question to Uncle Mumin. You can't answer the kid's question, then you're in trouble.
How did Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam see his family, his friends and his family and all the companions?
What did he what?
How did he treat his friends and his family?
How did he change his friends?
Treat his friends.
Oh, how did he treat them? How did he treat his friends and his family? And Mumin?
Go ahead, Sheikh. Fairly and justly, I guess.
Actually, no, Muhammad. I know you know the answer. So what's the answer?
Ah,
It isn't like a trick question. He's trying to catch us out.
yeah.
What's the answer? Hmm.
He was kind.
He was kind. Excellent. What else?
He respected them.
He was.
He respected them.
He respected them. Excellent. Good. Good. And is that what you do with your friends? You're kind to them.
Yeah.
You respect them.
Yeah.
Yeah, mashallah. That's the answer. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we only sent you as a mercy to all the world. So his friends, his family, his neighbors, Muslims, non-Muslims, enemies, everybody, he treated them with love, with mercy, with compassion, except when they did some wrong. Then when it's time of war, it's war. That's a different thing. But even those who used to cause him trouble, like his neighbor used to throw rubbish in front of his house, he wouldn't do anything back to them. Like nuisance neighbors, yeah. The Prophet's not some of the worst of them. Never did anything back.
And then he did that to him, and then she was not throwing any rubbish in front of his house anymore. And then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was thinking what happened, and then when he went to see her, he didn't do anything back.
I didn't catch that. But it sounded good, Masha. It sounded really good what he said.
Yeah,
even though.
it's very good.
Jazakallah khair, Muhammad. Inshallah ta'ala. We'll see you sometime soon. Thank you very much for that question. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
So that was the first caller. He must have been about 5 years old.
No, he's
Five
not
or
old.
six.
No, he's all 7.
7 years old. Still, for a 7-year-old
No,
to
that's good.
pick up the phone and call us and
I
ask
heard
a
his dad in
question.
the background. I think his dad set it up. Ask him in
really
the
good.
background.
Yes, that's fine. So, brothers and sisters, viewers, Sheikh Haroon, Sheikh Waddah is waiting for your call. Why don't you ring us right now on the number 0151 260 3986. If you have a questions, you can put it on the Facebook or you can WhatsApp it to the number on the screen. Don't forget, the best question of the day will actually win a prayer mat, which Sheikh Waddah is leaning on right behind you. There we go. We got the LFC prayer mat here. If you're a blue, let us know. We'll give you a blue prayer mat. But if you're LFC, we'll get you the red one. What do you say, Sheikh? Should we give them a blue one? Okay, right. While we're waiting, Hamza, why don't you put the boxing match? Bit higher.
You want to do this live? You want to do it live?
Let's go.
They want to live all this.
Go on live.
Go on then. The two chefs going to have a boxing match here. I've only given them one.
No,
Sheikh Haroon's doing the boxing.
am
Who's
I?
doing the boxing? Yeah.
I'm just taking
Well,
the punches.
He's taking the
hold on, but
punches, yeah.
I'm sat here, so how am I going to do it? Nah.
You're going to do a little punch or
Yeah, go on.
Oh, there you go. One more.
Hey, for all those watching, Solskjaer.
There we are. One more. Go on.
That's enough. Oh, come on, Dr. Saba. He's got his little gadgets there.
Yeah, he's got his gadget. Our program director.
He's Sheikh.
Oh, there we go. Can you see that now? We have got the. There's me in the background, setting the lights up. That's pretty good, Sheikh. Yeah.
Fast hands, I think.
Yeah, and you're pretty tall as well. Yeah, the next Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali. So the boxing Sheikh, here we go. Yeah, okay.
Possible step up.
All right.
Could you talk in the meeting?
Yeah. Sorry, that's fine. Yes, we are.
Just to mention that somebody who's very close to me, who helps with Greensville Trust, one of the main brothers who helps, and his mother passed away last night. So inshallah, I'll make dua. The brother's name is Mukhtar. Very close to myself, and so all of the Greensville students. So his mother passed away last night, so I'll ask for dua. He's on the phone, so I need to get back to him quite urgently. So can I just step out for 1 minute?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll come straight back. And in the meantime, you just carry on singing. Apologies for this.
That's fine. That's fine. Sheikh Haroon will be back in a moment. It's just someone sadly passed away, and he's just going to talk to those family for a minute or two, and then he will be back, inshallah. So I've still got Sheikh Waddah with me. So if you have got any question that you'd like to ask, why don't you call in the number at the studio here, 0151 260 3986. It seems like, Sheikh Waddah, people have forgotten about us today. Normally we get so many messages coming up on the Facebook or even on our WhatsApp, but today we've only got 1 or 2 messages. So maybe wake up and give us a call or share your questions with us, inshallah. Don't forget the question of the day. We'll get the prayer mat, which is color in red at the moment. So this is the LFC one, is it? If you're a blue, we'll get you a blue one as well. So here we go. MashaAllah. This is very... Okay, well, our production director is saying we're going to give out 3 today. So can you imagine 3 best question of the day? If you're calling in now, you'll definitely get one. Let's see who's going to be that caller to win a prayer mat. Okay, inshallah.
And one
so
thing
wait
about
for your call.
The video, we had the video as well, mashallah. So comment on the video of Sheikh Haroon, throw in some jabs.
See?
Just look at the movement, mashallah. You should rewind that back, mashallah. He's got fast hands there.
He has, yeah. Looks like he's been practicing it for a while.
He walked in, he said, I got to warm up. He's seen the pads, mashallah.
Right, I think he was feeling a bit cold after the Jummah prayers, and this is a warm-up.
It's good.
Yeah, you can do that. There we go. Right, shall we read something? Go on then. Let's do a nasheed.
Let's do one of
We'll go to the singing.
Sheikh Haroon's nasheed this one.
Okay, singing with Sheikh Waddah now.
الصبح بدا من طلعته والليل دجى من وفرته فاق الرسلا فضلا وعلا أهدى السبلا بدلالته الصبح بدا من طلعته والليل دجى من وفرته فاق الرسلا فضلا وعلا أهدى السبلا بدلاله كنز الكرم للنعم هدي الأمم لشريعته أزكى النسب أعلى الحسب كل العرب في خدمته الصبح بدا من طلعته والليل دجى من وفرته فاق الرسلا فضلا وعلا أهدى السبلا بدلالته أزكى النسب أعلى الحسب كل العرب في خدمته سعت الشجر نطق الحجر شق القمر بإشارته يتأسرى والرب دعاه لحضرته نال الشرف والله عفا عما سلف من أمته فمحمدنا هو سيدنا فمحمدنا هو سيدنا والعز لنا بإجابته الصبح بدا من طلعته والليل دجا من وفرته فاق الرسلا فضلا وعلا أهدى السبل بدلالته.
MashaAllah, that was really beautiful. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you so much. Like I was saying earlier on, today we are going to give, actually, Sheikh Haroon, you missed that. We're going to give 3 of the prayer mats today to our viewers, those who come up with the questions. But also, don't forget the month of Rajab is starting. So, you know, call us in how you're going to spend the 2 months running up to Ramadan, what your plans are. And also, Sheikh Haroon will give you some advice about how to engage children and the families in this lockdown in the next coming month of preparing for the month of Ramadan. We've already got a question from Sister Farah here. Assalamu alaikum. How we share the blessings of Rajab with young children? What stories can we share with them? Jazakumullah khair. So what would be your answer? Shall we go to that one or a bit later on? So we have 3 prayer mats to give it for, you know, if you'd like to call in and share your stories with us.
Bismillah. So Jazakallah khairan Farah. I'm not aware of any specific stories. I'm not aware of any specific stories related to Rajab. There are events that happened around Rajab, but directly connected to the blessings of Rajab. There will be some, but I'm not aware of them. So just like general points about the blessings, and also, you know what would be nice, like, because kids can engage with that and even adults can, it's that little parable of the seed and growth in Sha'ban and watering the seed, all of that, talking about good deeds and how, and then Ramadan you reap the harvest. So maybe you can develop something around that. But yeah, look, kids love stories. I don't know any specific stories about Rajab in relation to good deeds. Wallahu a'lam. But yeah, no, definitely just like instill it into the kids about Rajab. And also, let me share, I don't know if your Ayan was on yesterday in the Rawdah with the kids.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, so Ustad Arafah was talking to them about the months of Islam. So I just kind of hijacked it. It was in their assembly. Because he was going around asking everybody, like, tell me the names of months of Islam. And unfortunately, some of the kids knew them, some of them didn't. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if you see on YouTube, there's Zaki the Bear, he does the Islamic months. So I just started singing that. I came and played it. It goes like Muharram, Safar, Rabi' al-Awwal, Rabi' al-Thani.
You love singing.
These are the months of it. And then the point is Rajab, what is it? Jumad al-Awwal. You know, don't you, Doctor? Rajab and Sha'ban, Ramadan. It's a lovely little song for the kids.
It's a lovely little song, like a bird, yeah. No, it's really good.
Do
you know the full song, Doc?
Yeah.
Come on then, come here and do it. Okay, right. Our program director knows this song, so here we go. I think he should be on the show and some days. Very shy man. He's very shy. Okay, so Jazakumullah khairan. I think our viewers are not listening to us today.
Got a few questions,
Did you send it to all your tribes?
Yeah. You know what's weird?
They're not.
Last week, loads were calling.
Yeah, last week we couldn't even sit down. Was?
Yes. We started talking about divorce. Then nobody came on.
So they divorced the Ask the Imam show, have they? You can't do that. You can't do that. Today is the boxing Sheikh. We've got the prayer mats to give you. Shall I show you that? So why don't you call in with your questions about the month of Rajab and Shaban? And we have 2 prayer mats. Which way am I going? We got the 2 prayer mats that we will give it to you. Sheikh, hold that for me. There we go.
Hold on, what we're
going to show it to the viewers.
Okay.
They're on your screen here. There we go.
We're all
sideways. 2, 3 actually. We're going to give 3 away. Let's see who's going to ask the question today to win 3 prayer mats in preparation to Ramadan.
I'm suffocating behind the prayer mat.
That's the whole idea. They can ring you to rescue you. So if you want Sheikh Haroon not to be suffocated, why don't you call him now? The number is 0151 260 3986.
You know what I reckon is? People have got the message that we just want to sing. We don't want to talk. So let's sing.
I think the weather is too cold and they're staying inside and not even picking up the phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a longer one, this one.
Okay.
Let's go to the left.
They really don't want me to sing, do they?
Let's go to our favorite ones.
You got to call it in?
Bismillah. We may have a call. Okay, while we are waiting for the call, what are you preparing to sing today?
This is very spiritual dua.
Spiritual dua? That'll do. That's what we need.
Ya Arham Ar-Rahimin,
Ya Arham Ar-Rahimin,
Ya Arham Ar-Rahimin, Farrij ala al-Muslimin. Ya Rabbana Ya Kareem, Ya Rabbana Ya Rahim. أنت الجواد الحليم وأنت نعم المعين وليس يرجو سواك فادرك إلهي دراك قبل الفناء والهلاك يعم دنيا ودين وما لنا ربنا سواك يا حسبنا يا ذا العلا والغنى ويا قوي يا متين نسألك وليقيم العدل كي نستقيم. السلام عليكم.
Walaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum. What's your name, brother?
How you doing, Sheikh? Yahya.
You know what you'll have to now do? Ask the question. If we can answer, we can. We'll answer it. And then after that, you're going to have to stay on and sing with us.
Bismillah. Anyways, Sheikh, my question is, in regards to a mortgage, obviously, you can't take interest.
Okay.
But if you can only take a mortgage by paying interest, are you allowed to do that, or are you still not allowed to do that?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. You know what? Yeah, that's it. There are. Honestly, I don't like answering that question, and I'll tell you why. My personal thing is that riba is riba. Allah subhanahu wages war against interest. So only as a last resort, especially when you see what Allah says in the Quran and the Messenger says about it. But there are fatwa which have some basis to it, which have some. It's not from nowhere that allow it. So my personal thing is that whenever people ask, I always advise just go and read the verse in the Quran about riba, go and read the hadith, and if you read it, you try and stay away from it. But yes, we are surrounded by it, and particularly here in England, you can't survive without it. In a lot of areas, it makes very, very difficult. So there are fatwas that allow it. Some ulama have given a fatwa that one out of necessity, others just said unlimited. So there are views that allow it, but I just don't like that, honestly, personally. The Prophet when he spoke about what is ithm, what is sin, he said, "Ma haka fi sadrik." He says something that wavers in your heart and you don't feel comfortable with it. Wa in aftaka an-nas wa aftawk. Even if the ulama who give fatwa and they give fatwa. So Allah, what I was taught and what I'm convinced of is that it's haram. It's haram. But there are ulama who've given that fatwa, so I'm not going to say that they're wrong on that. Wallahu
Jazakallah, Sheikh. Can I also give a suggestion, please?
Go on. Yeah, go on. That's nice.
Basically, alhamdulillah, I feel as if all three of you are amazing on this platform.
Don't know what you are. Go on, he said all three.
However, we keep seeing when we ask questions about when you were studying, I can see some sparks of energy, of inspiration. So can we ask for you lot to do a podcast separately where we get to learn your journeys?
Yeah, I sorted out with Aqib. He's the podcast master. Or would you do it, Hamza? A podcast? Are you a podcaster?
He's got his own now.
Okay, yeah, no. Speak to Aqib. We'll do it. We'll do it. Speak to Aqib. He can come down here. Do it through Abdullah Quilliam. Honestly, I swear to God, Billahi, there's nothing like Ayyam al-Talib. There's nothing in the world like the days that you study. Like when I was in Sham, Allahu Akbar, there was nothing like that. No, I mean, that's a great suggestion.
Anyway, Sheikh.
That's a great suggestion, no. طيب, inshallah, jazakallah khairan, Yahya. Shukran jazeelan. You're going to stay and sing now? Oh, we've got questions, haven't we?
Yeah, you got too many questions, Sheikh, so I don't want to stop any knowledge.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's running out.
We'll release you from your pressure, brother Yahya. Jazakallah khair for your beautiful call.
I'll see you tomorrow in class, inshallah. Can you, is the other points that people are written? Yeah, so just so we can, if you move up and down. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Go back. You know, it's easy if you move it up and down so we can see. Is it just those points? Should we do that first?
I've got a few. Yeah. I've got two questions that relate to each other. One says, does Sheikh plan to stay in the UK for the rest of his life? There's another question that's relating in a way. It goes, Sheikh Haroon, do you encourage UK-born Muslims to migrate or remain in these lands? Also, do you plan to remain here or migrate somewhere else? Why does everyone want to know if you're leaving us?
I know, man. It sounds like you want to get rid of me.
Well, the answer to that is he'll only leave if we give him permission, isn't it? Until then, he's here.
Hold on, what do you want?
This guy's got you on locks.
Hold on.
Sheikh is not going anywhere.
Was there a name on that?
UK.
No, he's...
No, okay.
Let me quickly answer the two. So,
unless we send you to a no man's land,
does she plan to stay in the UK for the rest of life? In terms of the future, yeah, Allah know what the future brings.
Yeah.
If Zuhur al-Mahdi, everything changes. Once it's entered,
goes out the window, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, everything goes out. But if things remain as it is, then yeah, because there's a lot of work that, in terms of Muslims here, there's a lot of work that needs doing. And as the Prophet said, even if the trumpet's blown at the very last moment, you're planting seed, plant your seed. So even though things are going wild and crazy, we have an amana. And those who sat with people of knowledge, they took an amana. They took a trust that you have to go back and give it out. So as long as we're able to do that, then inshallah we'll keep on doing that. Do I encourage? Yes. Well, let's just leave it at that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do I encourage those who are able to and they're able to settle in a part of the Muslim world? Then definitely yes, because we're seeing a generation of Muslim children and grandchildren who are growing up with kufr. We're going to see a tidal wave of kufr in the next generation. We're already beginning to see it in like Hamza's age group. I was seeing that people questioning their faith, kids questioning their faith, questioning their identity, not knowing what they're about. Like if you think back, like Mumin and even Sheikh Waddah, like you go back to our parents and grandparents' age, everybody was culturally Muslim. They may not have been ulama, but they identified as a Muslim. They were Muslim. They may not have known anything, but they were Muslim. That's now getting lost in this generation. They don't see themselves first and foremost as Muslim. Imagine what's going to come after that. So for the sake of your children, for the sake of your grandchildren, if you can, just get on the plane and don't come back.
That's a very powerful statement. Get on the plane and don't come back. Yeah. We have a call. Sheikh Waddah, please.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, caller.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you, Sheikh?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Me or Sheikh Haroon?
Both of you, please.
Start with Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum. What's your name, brother?
My name's Sakib from Nelson.
Sakib from Nelson, mashallah. Sakib, how are you doing? You okay?
Alhamdulillah, how about yourself?
Alhamdulillah, I haven't been to Nelson in a long time. I did an i'tikaf in Nelson about 5-6 years ago. Yeah,
I remember. You're more than welcome, inshallah. To come.
Do you remember, I was mentioning to these boys last time, do you remember that last, because we were doing a class every day after Dhuhr about adab with Quran, but the last one we just did an open Q&A, and it was for about 3-4 hours, and it went mad, that one. Do you remember that one?
I do remember
it. It was a free for all. Ask whatever you want.
About that the other day.
Yeah, man, and you'll know even some of the questions that came. I can't speak about it here. How you doing, Sakib? You okay? How old the boys there?
Alhamdulillah. Everyone's good, alhamdulillah. We just, I think we're surviving lockdown, and inshallah, hopefully end soon.
So go on, Bismillah. Have you got a question for Sheikh Waddah?
I do, yeah. I mean, anyone, inshallah, can answer it.
Even
what
Mumin.
should we do with, whoever, yeah, anyone.
Yeah, go on.
Bismillah, more than welcome. What should we do with, like, for example, like wedding cards and stuff that have the name of Allah SWT and Prophet on, and just in general, if you find something, for example, like I found a wedding card on the floor, so obviously I picked it up and took out the name of Allah SWT, but I don't know what I should do with it now. So just
Jazakallah khairan for that question. Jazakallah khairan. Because you know one thing, my advice to the students, anybody asks, when you're doing wedding cards, don't put on the ayat of Quran. Don't put on the Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, because exactly that's going to happen. Like if you know that people are going to honor and respect it, once it's got the name of Allah or a Bismillah, like the normal ayah, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, put an ayah. Now that has to be touched with wudu, the ayah. You can't put it down on the floor. You have to honor anything that has the name of Allah on it. So my advice, because you know what people are going to do with it. People are not going to honor and respect it. And then you still put it for the sake of barakah, for the sake of blessings when you know. So the first thing, personally, don't put Allah, Bismillah, ayah of Quran. Just make general statements in there. And then secondly, if you do come across it, then what to do is tear out the part that has the ayah. And then one of the suggestions I took from my teachers is that if you rip it up in smaller pieces, then you can recycle it. And that's easy to deal with. So just that part, if you separate it, tear it out, and then just put it into smaller pieces, and then put it in the recycle. That's all that you need to do. The rest of it, you can do whatever you want with the rest of it. Allahu Akbar.
Right, Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for that, Sheikh.
Shukran jazeelan. Thanks for that question.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you so much. So, dear viewers, you're watching Ask the Imam show. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask Sheikh Haroon, Sheikh Waddah, this is your opportunity. Why don't you call in the number 0151 260 3986, or you can send your questions on the Facebook, on our Facebook channel, as well as the YouTube channel, but also on the WhatsApp. WhatsApp. So we got one from Adil.
Let's just go back up because Asim had one as well before.
Asim, especially those based in spiritual practice. He's got a question before that. Asim Hussein, I think. Yeah, there you go. That's the one, Sheikh.
That's the one, yeah. So
spirituality
Asim,
is a...
do you know what? We should let Asim come in here. That's Asim who will come with to Jummah.
But why doesn't he come here? Do you know what? The one who came today, I told him to come. You can stay in the studio or you can join us. But I think he's sitting in the car.
We won't let him out.
Oh, he's gone home now.
We won't let him out next.
Right, next time we won't let him pray Jummah with us if he doesn't come in the studio.
No, we'll lock him in.
We'll lock him in.
We'll lock him in.
Brother Asim, you should come. Why don't you ring your question through? That makes it more interesting so people can hear it. We got a call, Sheikh. Let's take the call first.
Assalamu alaikum.
What should we do with, like, for example, like wedding cards and stuff that have Allah
Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Oh, is that the original still on? Oh, go on.
Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
Is that Fatima?
Yes.
That's my daughter, Fatima.
Good.
What are you phoning in for? Was it because I sent a message saying, tell Fatima to phone in?
I didn't even see that.
She didn't even see it, she said.
I sent a message to your mum telling her. So how have you just gone and phoned in if you didn't see the message? This girl's trouble, this one, I tell you. Oh, it's the janaza one. Fatima, what are you calling in for?
I'm going to ask, who are the aunts of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Who is what?
Who are the aunts
Auntie.
of the Prophet?
Aunt. Fatima, you'll have to call back again. I can't hear you clearly.
I think the aunties.
Guess you're gone.
The aunties, the aunties of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Can you rephrase your question, Fatima? Okay.
Gone, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Sheikh Waddah asked, does Fatima know the answer? That's a no.
Oh,
That means no. That's good, inshallah. When I come back home, I'll find them and I'll tell you all the names of the
research
aunties.
together. Mashallah.
MashaAllah. At least you got your dad here, so he couldn't answer the basic question.
Hey, hold on, basic. The basic question.
I don't know myself. Well done. You got all three of us here. Inshallah, your dad will tell you when he gets home after he's done the research. Jazakumullah khair for your call, Fatima. Really good. Inshallah. So, brothers and sisters, if you're watching us, so please call us on the studio with your question that you may have. The number is 0151 260 3986.
Can you put the questions back up?
So, we're not getting too many. Okay, so on the Facebook, actually, those early questions, we've lost them through transmission. If you'd like to put them back on again, any questions that you may have, please put them on the Facebook again. Or why don't you just call straight into the studio and ask your question. Do we have any questions on there at all now?
There's two questions related to studying knowledge.
Let's have a look.
What's the importance of studying deen and what is the importance of worldly knowledge?
Okay.
Studying deen, there's two levels to it. There's a fard ayn. Every Muslim needs to know the most basic stuff, like how you pray, how you do wudu, how you recite Quran. These things are essentials. So what's the importance? That's awwal fard. That's the first fard. That's the first before anything. Then after that, فَلَوْلَا نَفَرَ مِنْ كُلِّ فِرْقَةٍ طَائِفَةٌ مِّنْهُمْ لِيَتَفَقَّهُوا فِي الدِّينِ. There always has to be a group of people who dedicate their lives to studying this religion, just as other areas of worldly knowledge. So then it becomes what's termed as a fard kifaya, and a collective duty, that there should be some, as the Quran says, who go out and travel in order to immerse themselves in the understanding of religion. But that's not an obligation on every individual. Like, for example, today in the khutbah mentioned about hadith mawquf and hadith maqtu' and technical terminology. The average guy doesn't need to know that. They just need to know the essentials of how to worship Allah, like last week about how not to divorce. Like those are essentials. Worldly knowledge is important, but it's not the same as ulum ad-din, but it's important. It's important to understand that people have to, like ilm al-tib, ilm. These are also like medicine and anything of that nature. These are also important knowledges that a person needs to, the community needs to have. Wallahu a'lam.
MashaAllah.
There's a second question tied into that.
That's good. There is a question about marriage coming up soon. It's on the screen. We'll answer that later.
No, you're going to answer that one, not me. How much time should one spend studying Fusha before starting the sciences of Arabic? The both of them should be done together. When you're studying Arabic in order to access meanings of Quran and Sunnah, then it's Fusha. It is Fusha. But in terms of spoken language, it should be, you get some basic grounding in Fusha, and then the qawa'id, the rules of language are there to enable you to unlock the meanings of the Quran and Sunnah. So there does need to be an element of such that you become comfortable with the language. That it's not Amir al-Mu'mineen in this house.
There you go.
You must obey me.
I'll tell her. If you have any differences, I'll ring Sheikh Haroon now to get it sorted. So there we go. Now I think it's a bit of both ways, isn't it? But again, the man has the dominance in terms of providing the daily needs, the housing. He's got the responsibility to look after the wife before anything else, and the wife has equally to do the reverse in order to keep the family happy and in harmony. So there we go. Thank you for that questions. It's all in the Quran as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You say Surah Al-Nas?
Al-Nisa.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, I've got that verse. Yeah, so somebody just sent in a question, texted a question. If your Fajr has started, then do you pray your nafil of wudu, rak'at al-wudu, before the sunnahs of Fajr? There's ikhtilaf on that, there's differences between the Imams on that. Abu Hanifa holds the view that before the fard of Fajr, it's makruh to pray any sunnahs or nafil except for the two sunnahs of Fajr. So with the Hanafis, if you're doing a wudu, then all you pray is the two sunnahs of Fajr. There's no two nafil. The rest, Imam Shafi'i and others say there's no karaha, there's no dislike. So definitely with the Imam Shafi'i, I'm not sure about it, but definitely with Imam Shafi'i, there's no problem praying 2 rak'ahs of wudu and tahiyyat al-masjid and all of those things along with the two sunnahs of Fajr. But Abu Hanifa holds the view, once Fajr comes in, up until you pray the fard of Fajr, there's no nafil, no sunnah except for the two sunnahs of Fajr. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know
there
that.
you go.
Thank you for your clarification. Any more questions on the Facebook? If you have any questions, please, why don't you pick up the phone and give us a call on 0151 260 3986.
You know what's funny?
What was the response from Brother Saqib?
That's the point. What was funny?
Hamza?
What was funny is
yes,
that
I'm having issues.
Is that they're thinking that it's disconnecting from them, but it's our side. So let's go on to that.
That's right. Yeah.
Mo Talati. Assalamu alaikum. As a clinician working in a dental practice, would it be permissible to offer Botox, cosmetic, dermatology to patients? And would this be a means of halal income? Wallahu a'lam, from what I've been taught and from when I've consulted Mashaykh, no, it's not permitted to do that. That falls under the prohibition. وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. Iblis inspires to people to alter the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Botox, removing the wrinkles and removing old age and other types of cosmetic dermatology, if it's just like tahseen, just to improve slightly, then there's no problem with that.
If it's medically related, you've had a scar or an accident.
Yeah, like a firefight. There's some type of darura. But just to make yourself
Beautiful.
And all of those cosmetics generally they fall under hurmah, they fall under prohibition because of the ayah. Iblis will inspire them and instruct them فَلَيُغَيِّرَنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ, that they will change the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. So
that's bad news for Hamza. I want to be a dentist. You're not going to do cosmetics. Okay.
On the teeth, mashallah.
Right. So I think that's a fairly fair way of answering the question, isn't it? Barakallah fi. Thank you so much. So can you go down a little bit, Hamza, to Brother Saqib? Brother Saqib. That's yes, I'm having issues as well. I thought it was just
no, it was disconnection because they're all thinking it's theirs, but it was we're disconnecting. Shall we read this qasida? Dua?
Yeah, of course.
While we're waiting for.
Let's go.
يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين فرج على المسلمين يا ربنا يا مجيب أنت السميع القريب ضاق الوسيع الرحيم فانظر إلى المؤمنين نظرة تزيل العنا عنا وتدني المنى منا وكل الهنا نعطاه في كل حين سالك بجاه الجدود وليقيم الحدود عنا ويكفي الحسود ويدفع الظالمين يزيل للمنكرات يقيم للصلوات يأمر بالصالحات محب للصالحين يزيح كل الحرام يقهر كل الطغام يعدل بين الأنام ويؤمن الخائفين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين فرج على المسلمين رب اسقنا غيث عام نافع مبارك دوام يدوم في كل عام على ممر السنين رب احينا شاكرين وتوفنا مسلمين نبعث من الآمنين في زمرة السابقين بجاه طه الرسول جد ربنا بالقبول وهب لنا كل سوء رب استجب لي آمين عطاك ربي جزيل وكل فعلك جميل وفيك لنا طويل فجد على الطامعين يا رب ضاق الخناق من فعل ما لا يطاق فامنن بفك الغلاق لمن بذنبه رهين واغفر لكل الذنوب واستر لكل العيوب واكشف لكل الكروب واكفي أذى المؤذين واختم بأحسن ختام إذا دنا الانصرام وحان حين الحمام وزاد رشح الجبين ثم الصلاة والسلام على شفيع الأنام والآل نعم الكرام والصحب والتابعين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين يا أرحم الراحمين فرج على المسلمين. MashaAllah, it's a powerful dua.
Ah, it's very good. MashaAllah. Jazakumullah khairan for that. Brothers, we've had very less call today, didn't we? Have we had any call, Hamza, that we want to?
Yeah,
okay, there's the questions on your phone.
So one person's asked.
Oh, let's take the call, Sheikh Haroon. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Oh my God, is that Umar again?
Tika?
Is that Umar?
Tico?
Who is it first before it's a Tico to you?
Oh, it's Miguel calling. What's happening, Sheikh?
Who is it?
It's Miguel.
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 Tico or Miguel? You know Miguel, do you? He's a brother who works in Felicity House with us.
Yes, I do know him.
You know
yeah.
Miguel.
Like
So what's happening, brother? He's a joke.
You know what? I called up for that prayer mat, you know.
What, do you want me to rob it for you? Yeah. But you only get the prayer mat if you ask a good question. Or do you want me just to walk out of the mosque with a prayer mat for you? This guy's a clown, this one. So what's happening, bro? Yeah, he works for Greens on Trust. He works for Greens at Felicity House, but he's down in London all the time, and he's retired, this guy. How was your holiday in London?
No, alhamdulillah, it was good. It was good. Full of dawah.
Full of dawah? What are you on about? Man? Full of dawah. Man, sat at home watching telly all day. Yeah? So go on, bro. What are you saying?
Basically, my question is...
Hold on. Is this a proper question or you
making on the spot?
Go on.
No. This is a serious, this is a legit question, you know.
Go on.
Let's say like you've got like a sheikh, yeah, or you got like a couple of sheikhs that you follow.
Yeah.
How do you know like they're like rightly guided and they're on the straight path? Because if they ain't on the straight path, they could be leading you astray.
Hold on, what are you saying, bro? This guy,
nothing,
he's accusing me and Sheikh Ibrahim of being misguided. That's what his question's about. That's what you're saying, aren't you?
No, because of what it is, yeah, I've got a friend in Warrington, yeah, he claims to be a sheikh. He's like listening in now.
Is Abdul listening, Abdurrahman?
He should be listening, yeah, and he tells
Tell him to phone in, man. Tell him to phone in, but tell him he can only ask in Arabic. Hey, Miguel. No, don't call Miguel. Yeah. Miguel, you've learnt Arabic, haven't you?
No, I've forgotten it, you know.
Astaghfirullah. This guy, man, he's been learning Arabic for a while. And try and get him to talk.
No, Arabic. I know it a bit, but honestly, I'll get too shy on TV, you know.
Yeah, but you're talking fine now, aren't you? You're not that shy, are you? Go and speak to Sheikh Waddah. Sheikh Waddah just come off the boat, man. He can't speak any English.
Miguel, كيف حالك? Salam alaikum, Miguel.
He's just come off a boat as well. Go on.
Miguel.
يا شيخ أنا أحتاج دعاء منك.
ما شاء الله
خلاص.
لا قل أنا أحتاج زوجة ثانية.
He understood that.
He understood that, or he knows. لا أنت تحتاج زوجة أولى.
نعم في الأولى لسه.
Thank you so much.
الأولى ثم الثانية بعد.
والثالثة والرابعة.
مع السلامة, Miguel. Tell your Sheikh in Warrington to phone in.
I just lastly, just before I go.
How many last things have you got?
Oh no, this is last thing, wallah. This is last thing.
Now you said wallah, the phone's getting put down after this.
Yeah. Honestly, this is the last thing. This is the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
If I could just request you that you just make dua that my mum embraces Islam one day, inshallah.
Allah. His mum's, he became Muslim a while back. His mum's still not Muslim, so inshallah.
Inshallah, we make
Allah yahdiha wa yahdina jami'an.
Thank you so much, Brother Miguel, for your call. That's great. Brothers, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, why don't you call the number which is on the screen? It's 0151 260 3986. We haven't had a question today which can permissible for them to win a prayer mat, which I've got 3 to give away for this month of Rajab and Shaban. So here we are. We have beautiful prayer mats.
There's a question on there, and there's a couple of questions here. Shall we go for?
Shall we go for any of those? Which one would you like to go for?
No, I'm not saying.
Oh,
prayer
mat. For the win, yeah.
He wants to give away stuff.
I want to give away 3 prayer mats for this month, coming months of Rajab and Shaban. Yeah. But are the questions been valid? Do you think, Sheikh? Has there been
good questions? Good questions.
Okay, let's screen them in. We've got about another 10 minutes. Yeah, is that okay with you?
Yeah, bismillah.
It's 3:25. Another 10 minutes, we're going to finish the show. So if you have some questions, why don't you join in now? Call in now, so you might be able to be the lucky person to win this lovely prayer mat. So inshallah.
Shall we do that question there?
Okay, let's do the question.
Asks, is it a dua or a wadhifa to pray, to have pious children or children in general? Yes, there's 2 or 3. 2 du'as in Zakaria alayhi salam, Surah Ali Imran, Rabbi habli min ladunka dhurriyatan tayyiba. So that's That's number one. Anybody who's struggling to have children, Rabbi habli min ladunka dhurriyatan tayyib. That's Surah Al-Imran. I'll get a reference for the exact ayah. And also in Surah Al-Mu'minun, Dua Zakaria alayhi salam. Rabbi la tadharni fardan wa anta khayrul warithin. My Lord, do not leave me alone. I single without you, and you're the best of those who give inheritance. And then at the end of Surah Al-Mu'minun, ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. So they're the three du'as in particular, du'as from the Quran. Just make a wird of it, recite as often as possible. خاصة في جوف الليل في السجود, especially in the depths of the night in sujood. I'll get references for those in while Mumin.
Surah Al-Furqan, isn't it?
Yeah, that last one, the second last ayah, Surah Al-Furqan. Yeah. Second. Oh, afwan, yeah, I said Mu'minun, yeah. So there's a lot. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the du'as, and more important, that's the dua of a Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Zakaria alayhi salam, who's in old age and he's not got any children, and then Allah gives it to him.
The greatest example, that one.
Yeah. Subhanallah.
MashaAllah.
I'm just going to get the references for
that's fine. No problem, Sheikh. That's fine. Okay, if you have any questions, why don't you just call in to the numbers, or you can text it to us, send a message through the Facebook or even the WhatsApp number which is on the screen, the 07949 921 692. You are watching Ask the Imam show live from Britain's first mosque. I just want to say that, as the mosque is in a lockdown and many of you are watching us online, would you be happy to make some sadaqatul jariyah to the upkeep of the masjid? If you can, whatever you can afford to give, go to our Facebook, www.abdullahquilliam.org, and make a contribution to the house of Allah. We have a call. There we go. We have a call, Sheikh. Hello,
assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who am I speaking to, brother?
MashaAllah, كيف الحال؟ شيخ هارون.
أهلا وعليكم السلام. من معي؟
يعني اسمي عبد الرحمن، أنا من وارينغتون.
عفوا؟
وارينغتون. اسمي عبد الرحمن، أنا من وارينغتون.
أهلا وسهلا يا عبد الرحمن، كيف الحال؟
الحمد لله، أنا من خير. يعني شيخ عندي سؤالك.
لا أنا عندي سؤال لك أولا. أنا عندي سؤال. نعم.
نعم.
لا يعني الليلة عندنا درس في العربية. نعم. وعندك عرض هذه الليلة عن فضائل شهر رجب، صح؟
نعم أيوة.
أنت جاهز؟ جهزت العرض؟
نعم طبعا.
طيب تفضل اسأل.
يعني سؤال، يعني الشيخ، يعني لماذا أنت لا تحبني؟
هذا أسهل سؤال. لا، لأنك لا تحبني. أنت تحب كل النساء في الدنيا في العالم، لا تحبني ولا تحبني. أنت مكسر القلوب، أنت مكسر القلوب، صح؟ أنت كسرت قلبي كثيرا. مع السلامة، روح. مع السلامة.
Well, actually, it was a good laugh. Okay.
Forget that.
I want to ask for the translation.
Just for Saqib Malik. So the reference, the first dua, Surah Ali Imran, which is Surah number 3, verse 46. Rabbi hab li min ladunka dhurriyatan tayyiba innaka sami'ud du'a. And the reference for the second dua, Surah Al-Anbiya, Surah 21, لا تذرني فردا, verse 89, 21, 89. And the last one was Surah Al-Mu'minun, the second last ayah, which is 117. Surah 23, Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse... No, it's Furqan.
We have a call, Sheikh, with that.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, caller.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Who are we speaking to? Who's that, sorry?
Ijaz.
Assalamu alaikum, Ijaz.
Wa assalam. I said maybe I call you, nobody calling at the moment.
What did you say?
Sorry, what was that, brother Ijaz?
There's a few calls today, that's why I'm calling again.
Oh, thank you so much. There's only few callers calling in, so he's calling again just to support us.
Can you take my order for tomorrow?
Yeah, you ordered pizza.
Yeah, pizza and chips, that's it. No, those cheeseburgers are too filling. He does the best cheeseburgers in the world, this guy.
Oh, does he? Oh,
but they're too filling. What's your shop again? This is not part of the masjid. We can't advertise it all.
No, we can't advertise.
Is this part of the masjid?
No, you can say, no, this is not part of the masjid.
Okay, khalas, we can do it then. We're all good.
This is the office, the studio of the masjid. So you can say.
Yeah.
What's the name of your shop?
Oh, it's all right. Leave a shop. I just want to talk to Sheikh.
Okay, he doesn't want to say. Very well. But Sheikh Haroon loves your the burgers that they do and the pizza.
Yes, that's I want to say that it's the love of Sheikh Haroon. It's not about the cheeseburger.
It's not about the cheeseburgers, about Sheikh Haroon.
Go on, stop talking nonsense, you guys.
Jazakumullah khairan.
No, hold on. Did you actually have a question or not?
No, just rang to
Yeah, I want to ask something.
No, I've got a question.
Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Go on then, far away.
Okay. Sheikh Haroon, my question is that whatever we believe, why we believe?
Oof. Whatever, yeah, got it. But whatever we believe, why do we believe?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Explain that. Clarify that a bit more.
I was listening to something, but that was the end of the video. Sheikh Hamza Yusuf and Sheikh Hakim Murad, they were talking somewhere, and they showed, that was the end of the video. I couldn't find. Then I said, okay, I will ask what that means. They didn't explain. They said what is matter, what we believe, why we believe.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Afwan, I don't actually understand what exactly the point is. What we believe, why do we believe it?
Yeah, they were talking about the belief that people of science, they say that Muslims, they have an excuse for everything, that we believe that's why these things are happening. And they was explaining this one. And at the end of the video, they said that's only matter what we believe, why we believe. And the video gets finished.
Afwan, sorry, Ijaz, I don't totally understand. I don't understand exactly the point. But inshallah ta'ala,
we'll see him tomorrow.
I'm going to see him tomorrow with the pizza and chips, We'll have a chat.
He'll answer it with that.
He's not going to answer you perfectly unless he gets his pizza.
Honestly, Ijaz, I don't totally understand the point.
It's a deep question, I think it was in.
Also, we will...
we'll discuss it tomorrow in Madrasa, inshallah.
But your food is already booked for whole lockdown period.
What's that?
Your food is already booked all the time of the lockdown.
Season ticket, Sheikh Haroon.
Listen, it's not only Sheikh Haroon who wants it. We also want, don't we, Sheikh Waddah?
I'm craving the cheeseburger.
Yeah, Uncle Mumin wants some pizza as well.
That's why I wanted to know where's the place.
What's going on here?
I wanted to know where's the place so I can go.
We'll tell you off the air.
No.
Is it Freddy's?
No, we'll tell you off the air. I think for publicity purposes, we can't name it.
Why not?
So, who doesn't want to be named?
But at the moment, you know where we are.
I do, yeah. I'll tell them secretly, yeah.
Why not?
You know that.
Are we not allowed to advertise it?
No, you can allow it. It's not a
Bismillah, go and tell them.
But Brother Izaz doesn't want it to be advertised.
Okay.
Sheikh Haroon knows.
I know where it is. I know where it is.
No. Why? The thing is that I said, it's not about the food, that the food is nice.
Oh, don't you
it's
start talking all of that spiritual nonsense. It's all the love.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that, Brother Izaz. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you so much for your call, Brother Izaz. You really have enlightened the show. So I think we only got about a couple of minutes, Sheikh. What we're going to do now?
Got a few questions.
There's one thing I wanted to say. There is a dua which I think every Sheikh's recite is. I don't know what it is. I've just forgotten myself now. It will come back to me in a second. I just wanted to. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. So can you explain, when people pray, and I think what I understood from one of your khutbah is that Allah give us in this dunya and also give us in the Yawm al-Qiyamah. So explain that a little bit more.
Well, the first thing about that, because you say like Sheikh, they always mention and they always read this dua, that was amongst the favourite du'as of the Prophet, one that he would repeat perhaps more than anything else. Because what's mentioned about Ad'iyat al-Nabi, the du'as of the Prophet, they said the Kawam al-Jawami', like the comprehensive.
Yes.
So
you got a bit of both worlds.
Yeah, because that's as much as you can get.
Absolutely.
Like what else is there after that? Give me good in this one, good in the next one. That's pretty much everything.
So if you can repeat that dua for us, because my reading wasn't that good.
رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. I think most for those who are acquainted, most will know that dua already.
Yes, they would. Yeah.
Allah
I just wanted that. We got a call here. Take the call. Let's take the call.
Assalamu alaikum.
A bit late calling, aren't they?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
MashaAllah.
Is that Suleiman?
It's Brother Sakib again from Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
Sakib, bismillah.
Yeah, just, sorry, I had another question I forgot to answer before. What is the best way a child can honor his parents in this life and the next, please?
Allah, pray for them, make dua for them. Make dua for Rabbi Irham walidayya kama rabbayani saghira. Don't wait till they die to do that. In your sujood, in your salah, Rabbi Irham walidayya kama rabbayani. And it is adab, this etiquette, yeah? How you should be around your parents and so on. But especially when they reach old age, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us just a couple of words. That's it. Rabbi Irham walidayya, Rabbi Irhamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. That's the greatest way you can honor your parents. Yeah, nothing more than that. I mean, there's always etiquette, and even like, as kids, like Allah says, don't even say uff to them. We say a lot more than uff, and most people, because it's just the nature of people, and we fall short. We're muqassirin, we fall short. We don't maintain the standards that we're required to. But even with that, just keep on making that dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Forgive them because they took care of me and raised me when I was young. Just keep on making dua.
Rabbi irhamhuma kama
rabbayani saghira. Rabbi irhamhuma kama. Just keep on making that dua. Rabbi irhamhuma kama rabbayani saghira.
Is it after salah or any time?
In sujood. You know what? Like we read at the end of this prayer, Rabbi ja'alni muqim as-salah. Just add that in there. I do that regularly. Because the closing dua of the salah doesn't have to just be Rabbi ja'alni. It can be any dua from Quran and Sunnah. So just add that in there. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. Saqib, leave your details. That one deserves a prayer mat.
Okay,
you got a prayer mat for that one, bro.
There we go. You got a prayer mat for there. For the questions. Can you please? There's a WhatsApp number there ending with 692. Your name and your full address, please, and just mention prayer mat, so I know exactly what to send you. Jazakumullah khairan, brother Saqib.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think just to say also, is it today, Hamza? Okay, Al Taysir Masjid. If you like to go to the website of Al Taysir Mosque, you'll find a link where they're having a program at 4 o'clock shortly, in about 20 minutes time, about the vaccination. So there is a Zoom program, but you find the link from their website. I'm told that should we take the vaccine or not? There's a question and answer sessions at Al Taysir, Masjid Al Taysir. It's a live on YouTube, Masjid Al Taysir. If you go to that link, you will be able to join the Zoom and ask the question. Some of the experts are there to answer your question, whether you should take the vaccine or not. If you ask me, I have already taken the vaccine, and I would strongly, as always, say, if you get the opportunity and you're invited by your GP, get the vaccine done as soon as possible. There's a reason why you should take the vaccine, to protect yourself and protect your family and the community around you. We live in a different world, brother. Let's take the opportunity to do so. Inshallah, Sheikh Haroon, are we taking any more questions before I conclude the program?
There's 4 questions. We just run through quickly.
Oh my gosh.
Saqib Malik. What's the ruling, please, in shares in Islam? Is it allowed? Yes, it's allowed, provided that the company that you're buying shares in are not predominantly deal with haram. Most companies have an element of haram within it, but as long as the primary purpose is not like a casino or gambling or alcohol, then it's allowed. Yeah. Adam has been asking this question for weeks.
We will give it a miss. He has to ring in.
Okay, we will come to that. So the 2 text ones. What blessings are there in kissing the black stone?
Okay.
Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, when he comes to the black stone and kisses it, he addresses the stone and says that you're only a stone. La tanfa' wa la tadur. You don't benefit and you don't harm. And I only do this because I saw Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam doing it.
Okay.
But Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu says, Bal yadur wa yanfa'. No, he says, no, it does. It does have an effect. لأنه يمين الله على الأرض. Because it's the right hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the earth. So by kissing that stone, it's not just like an act that has no meaning. There's so much barakat contained within the stone. There's so much blessing, so much mercy, forgiveness rains down upon you at the moment that you kiss the stone. So there is something unique and special about it. And the hadith says, as though, this is all metaphorical language, as though you're shaking the right hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's as though you're connected directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the moment that you touch the black stone. And the other question was on Isra wal Mi'raj, was the Prophet's conversation with Allah at Tahiyyat. That's mentioned by some of the fuqaha. And just to quickly mention, in some books of fiqh, of law, they state that when the Nabi stood in front of Allah on the night of Mi'raj, Allah inspired him. And how do you say Assalamu alayka ya Allah? You can't say that, right? So what do you say? At-tahiyyatu lillahi wa salawatu wa tayyibat. Then Allah answers them, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Then the Prophet, go.
Let's take the call then. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Sheikh. You take the call.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
MashaAllah, who is this?
It's Shahzaib from Manchester. Shahzaib from Manchester.
Shahzaib, mashallah, he's the Mufti of Manchester, this one.
There
Mufti
you
of
go.
Manchester.
There you go.
How you doing, Shahzaib?
Alhamdulillah, I'm all good.
It's been a long time since I've spoken to you.
Yeah.
You've gone into your own lockdown, haven't you? I mean, you've gone into hiding. Go on, bro. How can we help you?
Yeah, I've got two questions. One was in relation to something somebody said last week. I think somebody asked a question about the prayer being kufr, or worse than zina and so on, and you answered that some of the jurists held the view that it can be considered disbelief. But how do we reconcile that with the hadith that there'll come a time where 1/10 is sufficient for you? What's that 1/10 defined as?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, that hadith, just to clarify the 1/10, the Prophet spoke to his companions and he says, now you're in a time where if you left 1/10 of your religion, you'd be destroyed. A time of the companions. He says, soon there'll come a time, and that's the time we're living in, where if somebody holds on to 1/10 of his religion, he'll be saved. But the 1/10, it doesn't mean like non-fara'id, like fard is fard. It's beyond. Wallahu, we understand that's beyond the fard. Fard is fard at any level. But if somebody just limits himself to the fard and does nothing else, and just the occasional dhikr, occasional dua, inshallah, he's saved in these times, because the nature of the times he's saved. But the fard. Now, but Shahzaib, I don't understand, like, how are you connecting it to that point?
Because some of the theologians, wouldn't they argue that it's sufficient for a person to just believe?
Yeah.
So then how do you reconcile that with the fatwa that prayer not praying can be kufr when the mutakallimin have said that?
Because of certain ahadith that would seem to indicate that. And then you can say that as hukm al-istithna, that would be an exception to the general principle on that minority view. It's not the dominant view. Because again, as you're aware, the belief of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika liman yasha. Allah does not forgive kufr and shirk, but He forgives anything else other than that. That's the dominant view. There is one or two minority opinions that states other than that. Wallahu a'lam.
Jazakumullah khair.
I had one more quick question, if that's okay.
Marhaba.
Quick one.
Yeah, it's a quick one. It's a sick question. Basically, if there's a charity that's asking for a donation and they say if you pay a fixed price, £30 for example, with the intention of giving towards the cause, that they'll enter you into a raffle and you could win an iPhone, would that be permissible, or is that classed as gambling?
No, Allah, I don't know. You give sadaqah, and if they separated it out, then it'd be fine. If they separated it out, but if I leave that with me, let me just look into that. Because a raffle that's haram is where you're actually paying to go into. Here is that you're giving in sadaqah, and then you say, we'll put your name in. That could be considered as two separate things. I'm not sure. Let me look into that one. Okay,
no worries, Sheikh.
Allahu
Jazakumullah khair. Our brother Suleiman hasn't rang, so the time is over, Sheikh. I know you got another class to get to. So shall we just do a dua, finish up with the dua? Jazakumullah khair. And we've had a bit of a slow start, but towards the end it became quite... yes, of course.
Unless you still want to be here.
No, I think we wouldn't want to miss you on the show. You are the catalyst, you are the Sheikh, you are the buzurg. The buzurg, you know.
The what?
You are the chief. You're the chief Sheikh.
The bosom?
No, not buzurg.
No, the buzurg. That's
Buzurg.
what they call it,
Yeah, buzurg.
That's Urdu, like Sheikh.
Urdu saying buzurg, senior.
Yeah, senior.
Right, I know that you say it, Sheikh.
Okay, so the host the announcer is refusing to do his job, so he's asking to make the announcement.
Co-host.
This is your job.
Okay, Bismillah, I'll do it then. Just to let you know, next week, sadly, we won't be on the air with Sheikh Haroon because he has an engagement to go to. So without Sheikh Haroon, we will not go ahead with the show. So you will be missing us next week, which is the 19th of February. Inshallah, after next week, the following week, we will be back with Ask the Imam show. But don't forget, every Thursday we have the children's show, which is even more exciting. If you have a child under the age of 16 who'd like to enter into a competition or even into showing their potentials and talents, why don't you ask them to join us 6 p.m. every Thursday with myself and Sheikh Waddah, Saleh. It's a beautiful program. Encourage your child, whatever potential they have, whatever talent they have, they can bring in and showcase. Quranic recitation, hadith, calligraphy, arts, storytelling, any forms, from the age of 3 up to the age of 16. Yes, sir.
Just something that came to mind. Why not do an extra kids show with a call in on Friday next week? Because it's half term next week as well. So the kids will all be off the classes.
Shall we do that, Hamza? I'm asking my production. What about Sheikh Waddah?
I'm bring one.
Are you okay? Yeah?
Get somebody else here.
All right, in that case, we'll have 2 sessions. So instead of Ask the Imam show, we'll have the Muslims Got Talent show next Friday, just after 2 o'clock, inshallah. Okay, that's a good suggestion, Sheikh. Well, why waste the session? Let's give them the benefit of the two. Inshallah. So again, coming next Thursday, we'll have the Muslim Got Talent show, and then the Friday of that week, next Friday, instead of Ask the Imam show, we'll have the Muslim Got Talent show as well. Okay, inshallah. Oh, Balagh, of course.
Yes, your thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm just very mindful of your time, that's all.
Inshallah.
Bismillah.
Actually, it's true though. بلغ العلا بكماله كشف الدجى بجماله حسنت جميع خصاله صلوا عليه وآله طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت العوالم مرحبا يا خير داع اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار
آمين.
ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Allah, all of those who've lost any of their loved ones in these days recently through this virus and everything, so Allah forgive them their sins, grant them the highest of al-firdaus, and give patience to those around them who are losing, and protect us all in these hard times and difficult times, and bring us all back to you, so that you and your beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam more beloved to us than anything that there is in this world. Allah, bless us in Rajab, bless us in Sha'ban, and allow us to reach Ramadan in the best of states, so take all the blessings of Ramadan. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll see you all, or these will see you all next week, and I'll see you all again, inshallah, in 2 weeks' time. Don't forget, tonight, the first night of Rajab, make sure that you make dua for the blessings of Rajab and Sha'ban.
Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.